What's going on, everybody? This is Joe, and I am back for the final, for now, but probably for good, Innistrad Crimson Vow pre-release kit opening. We have done many of these at this point. This is the fourth individual video that we have done of pre-release pack openings, and then we did one video where we did all four, or we did all four. We did four all in one at the actual event itself. So if you've missed any of those, feel free to click up there. You will see the playlist of all of them in case you have missed any. Some of these openings have been really, really good. Others have been fine, no issues whatsoever. Something that I was going to talk about, and it answered it for me. I got the blue D20, which means that I have 4 blues, 3 reds, 3 greens, or sorry, 3 whites, 3 greens, and a red, no black, which is interesting because in Midnight Hunt, I opened no white and a ton of black. So interesting that it worked out that way for these two sets to have kind of mirrored each other that way. Very, very interesting. Anyway, we have, for the rest of the inside of these kits, we have packs. Obviously, we'll check those out shortly. That's kind of the whole crux of the video here. We have the divider with the bat on it. I'll go through this relatively quickly because we've done this many times at this point. And we have the insert that talks about the binding vows of Olivia Voldaren and Edgar Markov. I encourage you to check out at least the last video where I read off the text of their vows, which is really awesome. And hey, we have a code for MTG Arena. It will be given away at a random point in the video, so definitely stay tuned for that. But we also have our promo foil, rare or mythic, which is in this stupid package with the day-night token and the some of the replacement cards for the double-faced cards, which are also in every pack anyway. So, we start with, I guess we'll put it at the back, we have a day-night token. See that? Then we have replacement card, replacement card, replacement card, and our promo foil, rare or mythic, is a Voice of the Blessed, which, my God, in foil, I mean, come on. I have always said, if the subject of the card is foil, or is shiny in a foil, then it's going to look amazing. And more often than not, if it's not, it doesn't look great. This one looks insane in foil. Insane. Look at that. So good. So, hey, if we're in a life gain deck, this definitely gets in. But otherwise, I don't know. It's fine, I think. So Voice of the Blessed is there, not bad at all. We will move on to our packs. If you have an idea of what you might want to see in a deck out of this kit, let us know in the comments down below. We have a Hungry Ridgewolf, a Skywarp Scob, Fierce Retribution, very nice removal spell after that promo, Ancestral Anger, Blood Fountain, Massive Might, Persistent Specimen, not a bad card at all, a Voldaren Epicure, a Militia Rallier, and a Weaver of Blossoms is our common flip, which, when it becomes night, is Blossom-Clad Werewolf. Not bad at all. You saw our first uncommon, gorgeous art, for Thirst for Discovery, followed by a Blood Tithe Harvester, also quite a good card, and a Child of the Pack. Interesting that we get 2 gold cards in a row that share one color, but do not share a color with our promo. But the Child of the Pack at nighttime is a Savage Pack Mate. Very cool. Okay, and then that means that it's time for our promo foil, or not our promo, we just did that. Our rare or mythic in this pack, which is an Ascendant Pack Leader. Interesting. Right after the Child of the Pack, now we have the Pack Leader as well, all in a booster pack. Sorry. I hated it as soon as I did it. But anyway, this is pretty cool. Mana value 4 or greater, which the Child of the Pack is. So yeah, that's an interesting thing that we could do. It is 1 mana, but regardless, that's something to keep an eye out for, I guess, is to see if we can go green, red werewolves, wolf, werewolf, whatever. We have a forest behind that, a copy token, which I had not seen until doing one of the events that I did, and I was able to find one of these. This is very interesting, very strange looking. And then another replacement card. We move on to our second pack. So, I don't know. I mean, green-red is a thing. White seemed good so far with our promo and some removal. Plus now we're starting with this Heron Blessed Geist, although this is not, I'm not jumping up and down about this one, but still. We have a Heron Blessed Geist, a Kessig Flame Breather, Steel Clad Spirit, a Vampire Slayer, also not a bad card, a Snarling Wolf, for Wolf Werewolf, I suppose, Unhallowed Phalanx, End the Festivities, Selhoff Entomber, a Ragged Recluse is our flip card at common, which becomes Odious Witch. Interesting. I ended up mentioning this last time. Whoops, now I'm skipping right over it. We saw that we have this Grimm's Finery as our first uncommon. I mentioned last time when we opened this that we should keep an eye out for Bride's Gown, which we did not open one of, and I had completely forgotten about it by the time it came up. So we'll see if I remember in this one. But anyway, here is Grimm's Finery. We have a Spiked Ripsaw, which is pretty good and works quite nicely with the green that we've already opened, right? So this is a strong indicator as well. And a Radiant Grace as our uncommon flip, which when the enchanted creature dies, this becomes a Radiant Restraints. Very nice. This is pretty interesting because, like, especially with things like the Spiked Ripsaw, like we could just put this in an aggressive deck and then their things start coming in tapped if our creature dies, but like we don't care if our creature dies because we're being aggressive anyway. Very interesting. And so our rare or mythic in this pack is a Falconwrath Forebear. Interesting. This one is not, I mean, it's a fine card, but this is definitely not one of the ones that I'm sitting there saying, oh, well, now that we've opened this, we should probably definitely start looking at black instead of green, because I think our green is still quite strong. But we shall see. Behind the Forebear, we have a Plains. Whoa. I did not think we had a foil, but not only do we have a foil, we have a foil rare in Grolnok the Omnivore. So again, we saw that we had that green-red uncommon, but it's definitely possible because our green seemed very strong. I have not seen a lot of things standing out in our red. It is possible that we could go green-blue if we want. Obviously, this is going to be our only frog, but still, we could try to go self-mill. Interesting. Very interesting. And the foiling pattern on this is fine, I suppose. It's not something I'm jumping up and down over, but parts of Grolnok are in foil, so there you go. But yeah, hell, a foil rare is fantastic. We have a blood token and another stand-in card. Hey, guess what? I told you there was going to be a code for MTG Arena, and here it is. So just a reminder, if you have not seen some of these other videos from us or you're not aware, this code will only work if you have not used a code already from an Innistrad Crimson Vow pre-release pack. It is one per account on MTG Arena, so if you've already used one, just to save you some time, don't even try this one. And if you do get this one, shout it out in the comments below. If you don't get this one, if it doesn't work for you or someone's already gotten it, you might want to stay tuned a little bit further into the video. But this is our way of saying thank you so much for watching our stuff. We really hope that you enjoy. Don't forget, we are live on Mondays, 8 to 10 p.m. playing Arena. And we are here. You can subscribe and ring that bell to find out exactly when all of our videos come out and whenever we go live. So thank you so much for that. Like I said, stay tuned, and we've got more packs to open because we've only done 2 so far. So 4 more to go. We start with, in this pack, a Parish Blade Trainee. Another Sure Strike, Dread Light Monstrosity, Sigarda's Imprisonment, a Doomed Dissenter, Witch's Web. This one's not bad. These types of cards usually aren't great, but this one, I mean, +3/+3 for 2 mana is pretty good. Unhallowed Phalanx. Obviously, it does other things too, by the way, but still. A Ceremonial Knife, End the Festivities, Hook Hand Mariner. Nice green is nice to have. And that is our common flip, which becomes the Rip Hook Raider. As you see, again, very nicely for Wolf and Werewolf, we have our first uncommon in Pack Song Pup. Very nice. Followed by an Allenbach Escort and, ooh, a Blood Sworn Squire in the showcase art, which flips into a Blood Sworn Knight. Now, we had this happen in the last opening to a degree, not exactly like this, but yeah, if you watched the last video, you'll know what's about to come. But our rare or mythic is another Voice of the Blessed. So, wow, very interesting. I have not seen a lot of like life gain stuff so far, but I mean, we have 2 of these now. I still think Wolf Werewolf kind of wins out slightly, but I'm not so sure. I guess we'll have to see what else we can get here, because we have a mountain behind that and a treasure, no foil in this one, an eyeball as a treasure. God, it's so gross, it's so bloody. We have a replacement card, and we start with our next pack. 3 packs to go, we are halfway through, and we start with Scattered Thoughts. Interesting. We have an Estwald Shield Basher. This is a pretty good one for white. Again, not life gain, but still a great card. Ancestral Anger. A Serpentine Ambush. Don't love this one. Not as much, at least. We have a Mulch. Undying Malice. Mold Graph Millipede. Pyre Spawn. Syncopate. I love that art on Syncopate so much. That's a decent blue card. A Drug Skull Infantry is our common flip, which on the other side is Drug Skull Armaments. Now, our green is Wolf Werewolf, not human, so, or at least not so far. So, Cloaked Cadet, a fine card. Interesting. I mean, I guess a counter could be put on itself and then it could just draw a card. So I'd probably at least consider this one. And this is a pretty good one in Cloaked Cadet as our first uncommon. We have Cobbled Lancer as our second. This one works with the kind of green-blue self-mill strategy. And a Wolfkin Outcast, again, for Wolf and Werewolf. And it, as we saw, flips into a Wedding Crasher. Now, I mentioned the last opening, so if you saw the last opening, I mentioned that we got duplicates. Do you remember that card that we got duplicates of in that kit? Because I do. It was the Hamlet Vanguard, and here it is again. So in 2 kits, we've gotten 3 of this guy. He's fine. We're not doing humans, at least we haven't been, but maybe, I suppose. Anyway, it's Hamlet Vanguard, followed by a Forest, a Spirit Token, and another replacement card. We have 2 packs to go, but I said you would want to stay tuned. It is the last code for MTG Arena that we will likely be giving away on this channel. Seriously, we really hope that anybody that was looking for one from us was able to get one. Don't forget, when the next set comes out in February or whatever it is for the come on, the Return to Kamigawa, the Neo Destiny or Neon Destiny or whatever, or Dynasty, not Destiny. When that set comes out, we will almost certainly be doing the exact same thing. So seriously, please make sure that you are subscribed and you have that bell rung. Again, it helps us out, sure, but it'll help you out as well if you're looking for some codes to MTG Arena, especially for folks who are not able to get out to a pre-release, or maybe you can't afford it necessarily, and there's no judgments here at all. We definitely understand how that can occur, especially these days. So if you are able to use this code, we hope it works for you. We hope you get great stuff. Shout it out in the comments and we will happily congratulate you. So thank you all so very much for being here. Again, we got 2 packs to go, so stay tuned for that. And we will see what else we can get here. I don't think I can just put this Hamlet Vanguard in our deck if we're not like pretty heavily humans. A 3-mana 1/1, even with Ward 2, is not that good of a rate. Here we have Stitched Assistant, though. That one's pretty good. We have a Supernatural Rescue, Ancestral Anger, Scattered Thoughts, again, Moldgraph Millipede, again, Gift of Fangs, Sanctify. Love the art on this one. Obviously a sideboard card, but for sealed, that's definitely an option for you. Daybreak Combatants. Ragged Recluse is our common flip card, which becomes the Odious Witch. Again, cool colors on this one. Our first uncommon, speaking of cool colors, actually similar colors even, is the Arch Ghoul of Thraben. We have Witness the Future, gorgeous art on Witness the Future, really, really awesome. And a Foreboding Statue, which I actually like. I wouldn't necessarily try to go for like putting 1,000,000 of these in the deck, but a Foreboding Statue is kind of cool. And when it flips into a Forsaken Thresher. I mean, hey, a 5/5 that adds mana every turn, pretty nice. And then our rare or mythic is a Dominating Vampire. So we've been kind of leaning towards green-blue. I mean, this is a fine card, but I don't know that it's one that pulls me away from that or away from maybe even white if we're looking at our 2 Voice of the Blesseds, which is very difficult to say. We have an island behind that, and we do have a foil this time. It is a foil blue card in Whispering Wizard, which looks pretty awesome in foil. Check that out. Wow. I like that a lot. Again, one of those cards that I feel like when you look at it, you'd be like, wow, this is cool in foil. And you'd be right. This is really nice. And it cares about non-creature spells, but you get 1/1s with flying. It only triggers once a turn, but you could probably make it work in that way if you are playing green-blue. So sure, why not? I would put that in. Behind it, we have a zombie token and another replacement card. We have 1 pack remaining. Let's see what it has in store for us. If it helps our cause, complicates things, or none of the above. If it's just like completely neutral. Speaking of blue, we have a Steel-Clad Spirit, a Vampire Slayer, a Braid, very nice, kind of the only ones we've seen so far, but still, good card. Cradle of Safety, quite nice, very nice. Persistent Specimen, a Rural Recruit, which I hate it. I hate having to say this card's name. It's a fine card, but I hate having to say it. A Pointed Discussion, Selhoff Entomber, End the Festivities again. Desperate Farmer is our common flip, which becomes a Depraved Harvester. I know you saw it, because I did too. It's another Spiked Ripsaw. I don't actually know that a second one would be great. Yeah, I don't know that I love a second one. I guess if we have like almost entirely creatures, then I would put a second one of these in, but putting a second one in is a little tough. Let me know in the comments, would you play the second one? But that's our first uncommon. We have Griffwing Cavalry, which is a nice white card. And we have Innocent Traveler in the showcase art, which I have not seen yet. This card is awesome looking as a showcase. And when it flips, it becomes a Malicious Invader. God, this art is sick. I had not seen this before. I'm very impressed. Okay. And hey, our final rare or mythic is a Dollhouse of Horrors. Very interesting artifact rare. Wow. And hey, it cares about exiling creatures from our graveyard. If we don't have other ways of getting them back and we're trying to do self-mill, this could work. Wow. I don't mind that at all. I would definitely give that a try. I love the eye in the window right there. Wow. Yeah, that's where I'd be leaning, but obviously if you have other opinions, please let me know of what kind of a deck you would play, and if you would play green at all, would you play one, both, or neither Spiked Ripsaw? But anyway, we have an island behind the dollhouse, a human token, and another replacement card for the double-faced cards, which means I guess I'm going to leave you looking at, as the final video of pre-release kits at least, I'm going to leave you looking at our friend, our pack foil rare, Grolnak the Omnivore, our frog. I will have to show this to Amy later. I know she loves this guy, so I'm really glad that we got this one in foil. But But yeah, that is the end of this particular video. Definitely stay tuned. We're going to have more stuff coming in the coming weeks. We hope that you have been enjoying this stuff. In addition to our Monday streams, again, this video comes out on Monday. In addition to our Monday night MTG Arena streams, we also stream typically on Fridays, but for the month of December 2021, we are streaming on Thursdays instead, based on when the holidays fall and etc. That was the best way for us to be able to get those streams out to you as efficiently as possible. So definitely stay tuned to the channel for those. Like I said, when you subscribe and ring that bell, you won't have to worry about whether we're streaming on Thursday or Friday or whatever, because you will get a notification as soon as we go live, as soon as a new video comes out. So definitely do that. You can check out our other channels as well, linked in the description down below. Thank you all so very much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed. And for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe, and as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody!